Hello, everybody. Welcome to this short introduction to Locked Out. In this game, we play the role of criminals in the year 2368. We have just committed a burglary, and we have stolen a spaceship to get back to our hideout. The game board represents the ship. Unfortunately, the board computer has detected our tampering with the ship and has locked us out of the computer and command center. So, at the start of the game, we only have access to the blue zone. Also, the ship is not on the correct course yet. In order to change our course, we will need to find the correct combination of objects that will give us access to the orange and purple zones. Only then can we access the board computer, change our course, and escape. Meanwhile, the ship uses up resources, fuel, oxygen, and electrical power. Every round, the resource tokens are adjusted to show the depletion of these resources. If any of our resource levels reach 0, we will lose our only chance to change our course, and the police will catch us. If we do manage to escape, the player with the most money wins. But if we get caught, the player with the least money wins. The game uses the following cards. The green cards are loot cards. They only have a monetary value in znuties, which is shown at the bottom of the card. The red, blue, and yellow cards are resource cards. They are fuel, oxygen, and power, respectively. If played, each of these stalls the depletion of its respective resource. The orange and purple cards are access cards. There are 4 different orange cards and 4 different purple cards, and each card has 2 identical copies. If the players collectively play all 4 different orange cards, the orange zone becomes accessible. Similarly, playing 4 different purple cards makes the purple zone accessible. This means that we can change our course, which therefore ends the game. The board has been set up according to the instructions in the rulebook. Next to each room, there is a pile of cards representing the objects that are present in that room. Every player starts with 1 share of the booty card, which they obtained after our burglary. The players always start in the corridor. They have decided that White will begin, so White is also the first maintenance player. This will become relevant from the second round onward. White moves to the crew cabins. He draws a card, and it's a loot card. These are worth money, so he keeps it. The turn goes to Blue. Blue moves to the airlock. He draws a card, and it's oxygen, a resource. Blue decides to be cooperative and plays it. Resource cards are always played above the engine compartment. At the end of this round, this will stall the depletion of oxygen. Then it's Red's turn. Red moves to the recreation room and draws a card. It's a loot card, so he holds on to it. Next, it's Yellow's turn. He moves to the galley and draws a card. It is an orange axis card. Now these cards are valuable, so Yellow decides to be greedy and keep it, leaving the responsibility for playing the other copy of this card to another player. The turn comes back to White again. Now, because White is the maintenance player, he must adjust the resource tokens for fuel and power to indicate the depletion. Oxygen does not deplete because an oxygen resource card was played, which is discarded now. The maintenance player marker moves counterclockwise to the previous player. Then, White plays his own turn. He moves to the corridor and draws a card, which is a power resource card. White decides to be cooperative and plays it. On Blue's turn, Blue can only go to the corridor. He draws a card, which is a valuable loot card worth 25. Because White is in the same room, Blue must show his card to White. White decides to intercept it and swaps it for his cheaper loot card. Blue now holds on to the cheaper card. Next, it's Red's turn. He moves to the crew cabins and draws a card, which is a power resource card. Red would like to be cooperative, but playing a second resource card of the same type has no effect. He therefore keeps it for now and decides to play it on another turn. The turn goes to Yellow again. Yellow is the current maintenance player, so he adjusts the resource token markers. Fuel and oxygen are moved down 1 level, and power remains at the same level. The played power resource card is discarded. The maintenance player marker moves counterclockwise to red. Then yellow continues with his own turn. He moves to the recreation room and draws a card. It is a fuel card. Yellow is hoping to win with much money, so he is cooperative and plays it. White moves to the airlock and draws a card. It is a purple axis card. He could play it now, but since it's valuable and not immediately needed, he decides to keep it for the time being. The turn now goes to blue. Blue moves to the galley. He draws a loot card and keeps it. He worries about how fast the resources get depleted, so he decides to search the room more carefully. Searching the room means that he loses loot cards worth 30 nudies. He discards his share of the booty card and draws again. It is a resource card, which is what he was hoping for, so he plays it. Red is the maintenance player. He marks the new level of power and discards the fuel and oxygen cards that were played. The maintenance player marker moves to blue. Then, red moves himself to the corridor and draws a card. It's a loot card, but he still has the power resource card in his hand, so he plays that instead. Yellow moves to the crew cabins. He draws a card, which is an access card again. He wants to reduce suspicion and appear cooperative, but since it's a more valuable card than the one he's holding, he decides to play the cheaper access card from his hand instead. It's played beside the orange area of the board. Now, yellow must accuse another player. He decides that white has been awfully quiet and accuses him. He may now look at half the cards from white's hand, rounded up, which is 2 cards. He discovers that white was holding on to a purple axis card, so he plays it. Now that white has been shown to be uncooperative, this damages white's reputation. At this stage in the game, yellow is in the lead, his hand being worth 90 nudies. All the players are still optimistic about reaching the board computer in time. But if the resources run out beforehand, the player with the least amount of money wins. So if any player loses confidence halfway throughout the game, he must change his strategy and try to keep that strategy hidden from the other players. This was a short demonstration of how the game works. Hopefully, you will enjoy playing Locked Out for yourself.